Okay, the number one thing that's holding back your drum progress is lack of consistency. And I'm not just talking about lack of consistency in terms of how often you're practicing, but we're gonna get into that. I'm going to go into a lot more detail about what you can do to practice and give you concrete examples of what you can do on a daily basis to improve your consistency and make yourself better at that aspect of drumming. But first, as a quick side note, I am going to go over the importance of practicing consistently in terms of when you're practicing. If you want to improve and you are serious about it, then you should be setting aside a certain amount of time every single day to practice, no matter how small. Just get those reps in every single day. Say you have 5 hours a week to practice for whatever reason. Your 5 hours are going to be much more effectively spent spread out through 5 1-hour practice sessions than one marathon 5-hour practice session. When you practice every single day, your brain has more time to synthesize the information that you're using and apply it towards your next practice session, so that by the end of the week, you are much more comfortable with what you've practiced and you'll remember it a lot better. In addition to practicing on a consistent basis every single day of the week, you should also be consistent in terms of what you're practicing every single day. Because if you don't have a set schedule or plan for what you're going to be practicing on a given day, it's super easy for it to devolve into just jamming to your favorite songs for a couple of hours. Believe me, I know, I've been there, I've done that before, and I didn't really improve that much until I fixed that and started actually dedicating myself to improving at what I was doing. So what can we do to improve this? We're gonna plan ahead. You're gonna open up a Google Doc or an Apple Note, or like hell, even a physical calendar if you want to. I don't know, use whatever you have. And you're just gonna write down what day you're gonna practice, what time you're gonna practice, how long you're gonna practice, and what you're going to practice on that day. How do you decide on what you're going to practice? Well, you're just going to find an area of your drumming that needs improvement. So a place where you could improve on technique, an area where you lack knowledge that you wish to expand upon, anything like that. Let's say I want to work on learning new beats because I feel like my beats are getting stale and just playing the same thing over and over again. I want to improve my hand speed because I find myself unable to keep up with many of the songs that I'm doing. And I want to increase my knowledge of music theory just because it never hurts to know more about music when you're playing an instrument. If I'm able to practice every single day, I might structure my calendar to look something like this. Monday from 5 to 7, learn 5 new drum beats. Tuesday from 5 to 7, practice improving my hand speed. Wednesday from 7 to 9, learn more music theory. And then I'm going to repeat it. So Thursday 5 to 7, learn new drum beats, and so for the entire week. And then on Sunday, I can just have fun, jam along to my favorite songs as a kind of reward for putting in all of that time for the entire week. And also, if you have extra time, you can, jam along to songs every single day, but that shouldn't be your priority. This super simple schedule took me about 2 minutes to write out, and the efficiency of my practice is going to increase by like 10 times just from knowing what I'm gonna do. Because left to my own devices, I can't even lie, I'm not gonna get much done. Going into more detail, I'm gonna specify what I'll do on each day in order to improve upon these areas that I've outlined. For days I want to learn new drum beats, I could save random drum videos I find on Instagram throughout the week and then record them, put them in slow-mo, and try to figure out what they're doing. Or I could listen to a song and try and figure out what the main beat is. On days I want to improve my hand speed, my personal method is I have an Excel spreadsheet with about 10 rudiments that I do every single day. Of course, to a metronome. Make sure you're always practicing to a metronome if you're trying to increase your speed. It's going to help you with keeping time, but it's also going to give you a concrete number that you've improved by. Like say you improve by 5 beats per minute in a week or something like that. On hand speed days, I could dedicate 2 hours to just drilling rudiments as opposed to the 10 minutes it usually takes for me to go through my list. And on days I want to learn more about music theory, I could go on musictheory.net and read through some of the lessons or do the exercises. By the way, musictheory.net is a lifesaver if you're taking any kind of music course. I used it in AP Music and it saved my life, to be honest. Especially the scale identification and chord identification. Very helpful. It's almost like Anki flashcards, but for music. It's just giving you constant practice. You can specialize which scales you want to do. Like say you only want to do harmonic or melodic minor scales. You can set it to just do that. It's really great.